Hi guys, it's 5 Decade Dad here again, and today I want to talk to you some more about my Lobola and the progress that we've made now that we're just 3 days away. Yeah, you've heard that right, I'm 3 days away. So what have I been doing in the past few days here in Harare, here in Zimbabwe? Well, so sad note, only a rural funeral. This was a relative of my partner's. This was out in sort of North Harare, but in the very rural areas. When we talk about rural, we're talking about off the main road, driving for an amount of time on gravel tracks, and then coming to a village basically. Most of this village, well, the village is on no electricity, running water is all by borehole, so it's quite rural, quite simple lives, and it's where they sort of live. They own a quite big piece of land, which is part of like my partner's land, and when we experienced the rural funeral, the whole village came to the funeral. The whole village was fed by the family, so everybody had something to eat, and then the funeral took place basically on their land. The local pastor was there and doing his preaching, and then we then moved to a special part of the land where all the people are buried. So, you know, you have the whole family all around, all rode up on your land and buried in the conventional way. The proper company came, they dig the hole, they do the committal of the body to the ground, and then it's all covered over. So this was quite an experience to me, to see how it's done and to see, you know, my partner's family, where they were all buried, all on their own personal land. It's very different to how they do it in the UK. It's not really allowed to do it like that, but equally it's not really allowed to be done in Zimbabwe. You're not supposed to, like this where we're living now, you can't bury your family in the garden here. Yeah, you know, this only happens in the rural land because they've owned that land for many years. It's family land that's been handed down through the generations, and that's why it's allowed. So that was a slight little thing that distracted us, not distracted us, but kept us busy away from what we're doing here in Zimbabwe at the moment. So now what we're going on forwards, in between all that, we have finally made all the reservations at the hotel. We've done all the planning at my partner's mother's house, so we know what we're doing there. We've got everything in place for that. We've got the drinks. People are going to have sandwiches and croissants because it's in the morning. So that's all planned. We've been to the hotel, and the numbers just keep getting bigger and bigger. And if you're trying to compare it to the UK, it's pretty much the same, surprisingly. But then this is quite a posh hotel in comparison, so yeah, that's okay. So what else have we done? I've met my Munyani, I hope I've said that right. He's my negotiator. We went out for dinner, we chatted about kind of things he's done. Now normally this would be a best mate or a best buddy or somebody you know, and as I don't live here and I only come here, you know, once a year, then we just needed somebody that was a family friend, the family knew, so they said, well, go and meet this guy. So I went out with a guy called Truss, gone quite well. So I'm confident in him doing negotiations for me. I'll explain more about negotiations on the day when he goes in. But yeah, he's my negotiator. He has done this before, and he said, "Trust me, we're not going to get ripped off, basically, because I've seen some of these lists that come from the parents, and they're asking for big numbers, and we don't have big numbers. We've got a sensible amount of money, so that's where we are with that." So, what else have we got to do next? We have the grocery list. Now, the grocery list is what the mother's, the bride's mother puts together. And that's like a shopping list. So I want you to go to Pick and Pay. So Pick and Pay is basically the Tesco's of Zimbabwe, and you go for the shopping list. So we've got the shopping list. We need to go shopping tomorrow, and we're going to go and buy some food. A lot of the area things like rice, basically washing up liquid, non-perishables really, spaghetti, pasta, all these things that you can buy, that can put into the cupboards and will feed her for a long time to come. So she's got all that. So all that's all kind of in place now. So where do we sit today? Well, The only thing I now need to meet is the DJ, which is proving a little bit difficult as he's been a bit elusive. So we're just going to try and sort that out later this afternoon, and we can move forward on that. So that's kind of where we are up to now. Thank you everybody for watching this. It's been quite popular. It's been a very interesting thing for me as well. So this is 5 Decade Dad signing off, and I'm going to do another little one in a little while about the prices of food and things here, and I hope you'll probably check that one out later on. So goodbye for now, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye bye.